I'm Mrs. Combs, and today our little snippet is going to be about multiplying fractions, part 1, because we will come back to it in a later video. Now, we'll start with the song. When you're multiplying fractions, you multiply across top times top over bottom times bottom. So you multiply the numerators, then you multiply the denominators. And we're also going to talk about pre-reducing or canceling. I have some samples here. And notice that I didn't just say 1 times 3 is 3 and write that immediately, and 4 times 5 is 20 and write that immediately. I've written a middle step here because we're going to check that middle step to see if we can pre-reduce. And I do that by seeing if now 1 goes into 4, but that won't change anything because 1 goes into 1 time and it goes into 4 times, so you still have 1 and 4. And 3 doesn't go into 4, and 3 doesn't go into 5, so there's nothing I can do. This fraction is already reduced to lowest terms. But now let's look at this one. Instead of just writing 15 over 60, I wrote 5 times 3 over 6 times 10. Now I'm going to check this 5. Does 5 go into 6 evenly? No. Does 5 go into 10 evenly? Yes. So 5 goes into 5 1 time, and 5 goes into 10 2 times. And we've reduced part of the fraction, but let's look at the 3. Does 3 go into 6? It certainly does. So 3 goes into 3 1 time, and 3 goes into 6 2 times, and now I multiply. 1 times 1, 1. 2 times 2, 4. So the reduced form of that fraction is 1/4. And I reduced it before I multiplied. It's easier. I just don't know what 7 times 16 is right off the top of my head. So I've written 7 times 16, and I've written 8 times 21. Does 7 go into 8 evenly? No. But does it go into 21 evenly? It does. So I can say 7 goes into 7 1 time, and 7 goes into 21 3 times. Now 16 doesn't go into 8, but 8 does go into 16. So I can pre-cancel this way. 8 goes into 8 1 time, and it goes into 16 twice. So now I multiply. And 1 times 2 is 2. And 1 times 3 is 3. Now, if you want to multiply 7 times 16 and 8 times 21, you can, but then you have to reduce it. And it's a lot easier to reduce it before you multiply. Let's try this. 2/3 times 1/4. Well, here I've written 2 times 1 and 3 times 4. Does 2 go into 3 evenly? No, it does not, but it does go into 4. So 2 goes into 2 once, and 2 goes into 4 twice, and there's nothing to do with the 1 and the 3. So now I multiply. I multiply 3 times 2, 1 times 1. And 1 times 1 is 1, and 3 times 2 is not 2. It's 6. So that reduces to 1/6. Let's look here. 3 times 2, 5 times 3. Does 3 go into 5? No. Does it go into 3? It does. And here we can just cancel those out. They both become 1s. And 1 times 2 is 2. And 5 times 1 is 5. And so 2/5 is the reduced form of that fraction. Now I think you can see that if you will check, does 7 go into 8 and does 7 go into 21? Before you start and multiply, you'll get to the reduced fraction a lot quicker. So that's my tidbit and hint for multiplying fractions. When you're multiplying fractions, you multiply across top times top over bottom times bottom. And that's your tidbit for today.